It is time, once again, to lock your doors, shut your windows, strap yourself into your favorite comfy chair, and tune out and tune into The Naked Zombie.
G'day and welcome to part 2 of the first 41st episode of The Naked Zombie. Why am I calling it part 2? Would someone like to explain why that I'm saying part 2 for The Naked Zombie Radio tonight?
No, we'll let you keep your...
We have been recording now for nearly 2 hours.
Oh, you're going to spill the beans.
I'm going to spill the beans, folks, out there. I am so frigged off at the moment because we have just spent 2 hours recording the show. 2 hours worth of The Zombie. And we lost everything.
Yes.
2 hours of...
No, hang on. You lost everything. We didn't do a thing.
I lost everything, and it is now quite late at night, and the boys have agreed to give it another go. We're only going to do an hour show tonight, and I'm sorry about this, folks out there, but an hour's better than no zombie tonight.
But you should have heard the other 2 hours, though. They were brilliant.
They were brilliant, man. It was like the world's greatest
best show
podcast ever. It's like that song, the greatest song in the world. It was like... You really had
better than the greatest song in the world.
You had to be there.
Yeah.
It was that good.
It was fantastic.
It was the bestest, amazing episode. If anyone had heard this show, they would have gone, bloody hell.
Why didn't I listen to this sooner? These guys
that
should
was
be paid millions
of dollars.
So perfect. The universe chose to delete it because it just couldn't allow it to
because of the
out.
greatness of the last. That this is the second part of the 41 episode, which is actually now because I lost everything.
41B.
41B. I lost 2 hours worth of, but
it was great stuff.
But so we're just going to do an hour now because it's only fair we get it up. And of course, people waiting to listen to the zombie tonight, as they do. And we're going to read out the questions that were sent in by our wonderful audience out there.
Yes.
And we're going to recap on these ones, but not in so much detail. And, okay. We're going to start in a slightly different order because my net is down.
It is, yes.
So I can't access any of this stuff. Okay. So I'm joined by Liam and Wadsy tonight for part B of what was going to be the coolest show on the planet. And it turns out it wasn't because I stuffed up.
Well, it is, but it's gone down the record books as the greatest show because we called it.
We called it the greatest. It was the
we run the show, so therefore we can call it what we want.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question we're going to read out tonight comes from Andrew Cook. And Andrew Cook writes in, hi, smiley face. Just like to know what the debate thinks about nature entities, i.e. entities reported by Indigenous people from around the world. Now, we had a chance to have a good discussion about this before I managed to lose
41A.
everything of the original show. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Okay.
And the bad ones are turned into rocks.
Yeah, that's about it. Okay, next question. No, look, basically, in a nutshell, what's happened is I'm just going into the questions on my phone because the internet's down. Someone really does not like me tonight. My view on all the nature entities. We talk about the Aboriginal culture and stuff like this, and we talked about this previously. Aside from the Western culture way of doing things, we are very much Westernized culture doesn't really play a lot of part in that sort of thing in the Indigenous side of it, especially in the Aboriginal side.
Why is it because we're scared of death, and they're not?
Well, this is
and
the
they've
point.
accepted that there is life after death, or there is another planet, or there is something else out there that they know that we don't.
Well, I think personally myself, I think they with that Indigenous side, how they have their nature spirits, where their spirits actually part of their whole surroundings, from the earth, water, wind, all the rest of it. Each has an element to their own, and that's why they go and worship it, and that's why they offerings and stuff like that, and they're in harmony with Gaia, or whatever you call it, the spirit of the earth, or their cultural background and stuff like that. I think a lot of the viewpoint is fact is death is not it. It's not the end for them.
No.
Death is just a stepping stone to the next
plane
of
the
existence.
Next level.
Yeah.
And what
Is
that
it the
plane
Buddhists
exists in
that
it.
have nirvana? And there's 10 different levels or something you have to go through to get to Nirvana or something.
Yep.
I might be wrong with the numbers there, but each time you die, it's another step towards the perfect life or perfect afterlife or.
Well, that's
whatever.
right. It is a perfect life, just for them. It's that whole concept of being. What am I going to do? What I produce on this life, I'll get rewarded for in the next life.
Yes.
Aboriginal Indigenous culture, which is very much a similar thing. They worship. They celebrate with dance or corroborees. They celebrate by returning everything back to the earth. The earth gives them the food they need of supplies, so they don't wreck it like we have.
Yeah.
And basically, a lot of cultures, the Westerners have destroyed.
Exactly.
Most of the planet now. But anyway, we're just raping and pillaging at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We've got to do this again. Can we please do this?
Do what?
Do the Finding Nemo skit.
Mine?
Yep, okay. This is our version of what Western culture is when it comes to
sharing
and everything. Ready? That was beautiful. We actually did that in the previous one. It was a lot more funnier, I think. But yeah, that's it. We don't. We're talking about me and Liam having Irish backgrounds.
Yes.
We very much believe in the fact that from we were taught by our parents and that who still have a faith in like the au fait side, like the fairies, not talking about nice cute little things, not the nasty little critters, ley lines and all the rest of it, because it goes back.
Yeah, and quite
thousands of years.
Before sort of modern religions.
Yeah, it sort of kicked in, and this is what point I brought up before we lost everything, was the fact that in Christian culture and Catholic culture, basically at the end of the day, the Earth's only been around for 2,000 years. And what about an indigenous population like the Native Americans and all the rest of them, and the indigenous Australians, and all these cultures that head back 40-odd thousand years plus? What happened to them before that? Then they just didn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Where does that come into play? In that sense, I believe that we have a lot going for us as a Western society, and there's a lot of good we can do. But also believe that maybe in some aspects we're sort of missing out on what they could teach us as well. On that side, the spiritual side. I'm not a very spiritual guy.
But this is where you're going to side with either the fence sitter or you're the Darwin theorist or the Christian.
Yeah, well, I'm very much a Darwin theorist on the side of things. The trouble is with me, you guys know this, I believe that, and this is going to upset so many people. Oh, God, I can just see the hate mail coming in. I'm just getting images of my inbox being flooded with, Brad, you're a turd. The Darwin theorists,
let us save you, Brad.
Yeah, they want to save me, all right. I need saving. That they have this, it's the whole thing of we come from somewhere. At the end of the day, we come from somewhere or something. We evolved into what we are. We're always evolving. We're always changing and stuff like this. And I'm sure this is going to upset a lot of people, but that's my belief on that. But I also believe, this is why I become a fence sitter, that this can't be it. When I go, I can't be worm food. Whether it happens to my spirit afterwards, whether or not I go into another plane of existence or I move on, I just hate the thought. And like I've said once before, was I'm not scared of death. I just don't want to experience it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
I know it's coming, but it's like, I don't
having too much fun here.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah.
So indigenous cultures, I think, nature's entities. A lot of it has to do with their surroundings and stuff like. And I think that sort of indigenous side of whatever culture or civilization you come from plays a big part in that, Liam.
Yeah, I think very much so, and I think along those lines as well, I think as a Western society we've lost a lot of respect, in comparison to a lot of, the concept of nature spirits and indigenous cultures as well, where indigenous cultures, you have a lot of respect for, the animals that are around them and, just the natural places that are around them, and they draw sort of a lot of power and, respect from those things. Whereas we've sort of, I don't know, it's almost tipped itself on its head where we don't tend to respect a lot of the animals and nature around us, but we do place
the
a lot
Nemo
of respect
theory.
on
We can call it the Nemo theory.
It's the Nemo theory.
For any kind of sort of built environment, we have respect for bizarre sort of built modern day things.
No, we would do. It's for certain. I mean, I think we could take a bit of section out of Section A and a bit out of Section B. I mean, I'm sure there's a happy medium there somewhere where I think because a lot of Christian beliefs and stuff like that. I mean, I'm Catholic. I mean, I'm that's what my upbringing was. But I'm sure if I walked in a church, the roof would fall in. And that's a no, because I wouldn't call myself a practicing Catholic in that sense. Yeah, I believe there is more to it, but I really have to look at that point of being, well, what is there more to it? You know, this is where the paranormal becomes interesting to me, is that I believe in their ghosts, but if they're, why are there ghosts? Why are there certain entities out there? And all these things meshing together as far as I think with nature's entities in a nutshell, breaking it down into that section, yes. Nature entities have a lot to do with indigenous cultures. And in the day, and that whole belief system is run on that, wherever you're from in the world. I think just Western society has taken that and sort of went,
Yeah, I think...
Well, how much money can we make out of it?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it is.
The Vatican's the richest country in the world.
Not country.
It is.
Organisation.
City.
Oh, Vatican City.
Vatican City.
Sorry, Vatican City.
Sorry, City.
Vatican City.
Is the richest city in the world. It's worth more than the United States of America.
And most other countries on the planet too. I mean, religious-based thought is a lot of these Christian groups out there as well, and we're getting off track a little bit, but I know a bloke, I know 10% of his wage goes straight to the church.
Yep.
You know, and they have fantastic, massive churches. The bigger the temple, the bigger the praise type thing.
Well, exactly,
the more God's going to notice you type thing. That's where I struggle with that concept. I'm a firm believer you do it your own way. You worship him if he is there in your own way, and I'm sure he's quite happy with you going doing being nice to people and doing the right thing and not being a prick. And he goes, yeah, you the man, type thing.
I mean, but you can live a Christian life or a good life without having to go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm not picking at Christians at all. I'm just picking up that as a general thumb. I mean, you can go into the Buddhism, you can go into Hinduism.
You can live that type of life without having to actually go to church.
I mean, but the Hinduism culture is just amazing. I mean, they very much involved.
They're very respectful and
very respectful, and it's not like how much coin you got. It's
share and share.
It's 90% of. There's more Hindu-based people, religious base out there than anything else. I think Hinduism is one of the major religions out there.
Fast is becoming,
Or you could all be like me and be
totally wrong.
A Jedi. I've joined the Jedi religion.
Have you?
Yes,
what does that?
I put that down on my last.
I can't remember. There's something like 40,000 people or something now across Australia.
Yeah, who worship the Jedi.
Worship the Jedi.
Yeah, you could go into Scientology. Yeah, that's another form.
I'll stick with the Jedi. I think Jedi's much better. Get to play with a lightsaber then.
Yeah, that's cool. But I mean that the Jedi religion has also come into its own. It's because of what the Jedi stands for. I guess I'm being a real nerd geeky here, but that's in a lot of ways that's.
But isn't that virtually what every religion is? It's just it's a belief.
Yeah, it's a belief system of that when we die, something good's going to happen.
We work towards a common goal.
Yeah, my grandfather was an atheist. He didn't believe in God at all, but he wouldn't eat meat on Good Friday. Yeah, everyone's got a little bit of a thing, haven't you? That type of scenario. So I know I've gone off track a bit there for Andrew Cook. It's just that I think, culturally wise, I think Western society could learn a lot more from.
It's been scared off, I think, because we've learned how to make horror films. We've learned how to make ghosts be bad or apparitions be bad, so they think everything's bad.
Yeah, that could be a point.
Conditioning.
Yeah, it is
from an archaeological point of view, and I'd studied a lot at university, even through the British Isles, where you had a lot of pagan ritual sites, which when the sort of Catholicism moved through the islands, it was decided that these places are bad and we'll destroy them, and we need to stop people from worshipping here because they're worshipping the devil and it's not God, and then went and built churches smack bang on the same sites.
Well, that's like
because they're all at intersections of ley lines. And even the Catholic Church at that time understood that they were places of power. So they sort of essentially wiped one religion's.
We'll have the Hellfire Caves.
Yeah,
classic example. Heaven and Hell. There's a church built right up atop it, and the Hellfire Caves are literally under a church.
Underneath it.
And a lot of the practitioners, the practitioners, who attended church also attended the Hellfire Caves thing.
Yeah.
The darker side of it all. So I mean, but they also place a lot of emphasis in nature and what's around them and the forces of what's on the sort of naughty side of things.
Yeah.
But each cultural background had started somewhere.
Oh, exactly.
Indigenous Aborigines, for example.
Or break away from another.
Yeah, or break away from another, like the Jedi religion. There's that whole thing of people are going to think, why the hell are you doing it? Oh, I think it's cool. It works. It works for me.
Works for you.
It works for me. I'm not.
Who might say it's wrong or right?
I'm a loopy bugger now, but that's all good. There's a lot of us out there, so just watch it.
40,000 across Australia, apparently.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. Yeah. So no one's going to tune in the show now because they know I'm a nut job. Anyway, next question.
Next question.
Next question comes from our good friend from Whisper, which is Craig Powell. Hi guys, I'm running a workshop on Friday night. It'll be about shadow people and visual phenomena. I was wanting to get your thoughts on shadow people and the theories that some may have regarding this phenomena. Have you experienced this? So, what are your theories? Supernatural, transdimensional, extraterrestrial? Cheers, guys. Keep up the great work.
Do I ask the same question I asked in 41A?
Yeah, please. Why not?
Shadow people.
What are they?
What are they?
Shadow people are people made of shadow. How's that explain it? Is that good? You happy with that?
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
No.
I'm going to let Liam take this one. I know what they are. Okay, well, both will do it together.
Yep.
Shadow people are basically people that are black mass that no light can penetrate. It's like your shadow. That's what we call them shadow. You know, the light, sunlight reflects off the back of you, and your shadow was spread out on the ground, yada, 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 right? That's a shadow.
But they move independently of nothing.
They move independently. That's right. They have their own being. It's like your shadow going, screw you, Jack, I'm off. Yeah, and then your shadow takes off. Yeah. It's the same principle but these shadow peoples, because of the mass, a lot of them are person-type shape, like arms, legs, and all the rest of it.
If you're calling it mass, though, is that because there's more than one person combined into one person?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just the one thing, but the mass being the mass, you cannot penetrate it with light. I mean, we're talking about the Greek pattern.
Like your normal idea of an apparition that's, it's sort of transparent, but you can actually see through it. Whereas with the shadow people, it tends to be more solid, I guess, and then there does seem to be some kind of mass to it.
Yep.
So, like Brad was saying, as soon as any kind of light hits it, whether it be a window or a laser, it will actually block the light, so you'll be able to physically see it move in front of you.
You said you've experienced it at a cemetery.
I have. Many years ago, it's a smaller cemetery just on the outskirts of Brisbane. And we used to see it quite regularly. It's almost every trip that you'd take to this cemetery, you'd see black shapes moving along the periphery of the cemetery.
And they always took the same route?
No, they'd be sort of all over the place. Okay. But the really striking thing about them is that even though it could be a very, very dark night and you weren't using a torch, you could actually still make out the silhouettes. They were darker than the darkness itself, which, and I think that's the most striking thing about shadow people, is that even in a very dark environment, you'll still be able to see them because they're darker again. It's almost sort of,
it's blackness beyond blackness.
Yeah.
And in a nutshell, basically, you can't see through. It's like a lot of cases of shadow people walk through.
A cemetery, you're always going to get light pollution.
Yeah.
So if they're darker, they're going to stand out.
Yeah, understandable. But you're also looking at your professional. A lot of them you see basically face on. A lot of reported cases I've read about over the years as factors when someone's come across a shadow person and they're literally standing in front of them. Even though they can't make out facial features and stuff like that, it feels like they're looking straight into you. They're feeling you can make out, you can't actually see their face, but you know it's there.
Yeah.
You know you're getting that looking right at you type thing. But trouble is, a lot of them that I've heard about aren't three-dimensional, they're very two-dimensional.
So you can't walk around them and see a front and a back.
Basically it's just a shadow. And that's the thing. It's not just a normal everyday, how you doing type thing. Look at me, I'm in full
So if you tried to walk around it, what would you see?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's actually got that far.
I've never heard of anyone, get up to them and have them actually stand, because I think that's generally one of the most common things about them is they're constantly on the move as well.
Yeah, constantly moving.
So it's not that you'd ever get the chance.
They're not sitting there looking
get
at
one
you.
just standing and then sort of get to skirt around it.
Yeah, but they do tend to freak people out when they see them they still freak me out today.
Yeah.
But that's the thing you get to look out for when we go out and use you with Paranormal Bait.
Yes.
And our big investigation that's coming up.
Yes.
That I'm not allowed to tell anyone about just yet.
No.
Because it's awesome. Yay. So shadow people, yes. Now, the next part of that question was supernatural, transdimensional, or extraterrestrial?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Yeah, I still think supernatural.
I still say, for the main reason is because I think they're a supernatural event. Of course, a lot of people think they're trans-dimensional. We talked about this before, whether or not they have actually two dimensions or whatever cross over, and what appears to be a shadow to us, from their point of view, we could be a shadow to them.
Yeah.
Where our two paths are crossed over, and we it's not quite there. You know, it's not like you jump through a portal from one dimension to another.
Planet that's closer to the sun. They've got a bit of suntan.
Yeah, it could be too. Oh God, where do you come up with this stuff? What's it? Seriously, no, it's that, you know what I mean? It's that whole cross-dimensional thing happening where, but that's also in case of the extraterrestrial side of it as well, where people assume that these are also extraterrestrial beings where they're cloaked. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then sometimes the cloaking breaks down and they get a certain light spectrum or something like that. You can make them out for a brief period of time. But what I find interesting in the fact is these things will peek around doorways. They'll walk from one room to another in front of you, and all this other cool stuff that they do. But the shadow people, 99% of them are human form, but people forget that a shadow person isn't just human form. They could be a mass, like a round, so like a elongated mass or something like that.
Yeah.
And some of these cancers have been like really, really big. Like really massive, big black masses of stuff just moving
Larger
through.
than one person.
Larger than one person.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's multiple powers, just what the energy is produced.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and a ghost? Biggest thing is they're not vaporous. They're not, you know, you cannot
can't
see through them.
Yeah.
The total...
Do they cast a shadow themselves?
No, they're usually not...
Well, yeah, it's usually seen in pretty dark
dark sort of places,
circumstances.
like in old cemeteries and in buildings and stuff
But,
like that.
yeah, but you still don't get light pollution that'll charge.
Yeah, you do, like torches. I mean, that's the thing.
Some sort of...
Your grid patterns and stuff like that, pick them up for your laser pointers, we talked about this earlier, where you can actually see on YouTube videos these things moving across, and then you can't see anything, but you actually see the points of being as this thing
on the
walking
laser
through.
grid.
You can actually see the legs and everything. This also goes with torches. They've quite often seen them walk past windows, and if there's only any light pollution coming from outside,
It'll block it.
it'll block it.
Yeah.
It literally blocks it, where a ghost or an entity or something like that, it actually will still allow certain light through. You can actually see through it. You can see, you can see through it. But I'm trying to think of the word. I can't right now because it's getting
Translucent.
Translucent. Yeah, they can see right through it. So that's just probably my view on that. You want to bring it up?
I was just thinking, not that I'm really that au fait with sort of astrophysics or anything, but just the concept of black holes as well, where the gravitational pull's so strong for a black hole that it will actually swallow light.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that sort of raises another fairly... I mean, not that, you know, everything in a room's being sucked towards the shadow person, so it's clearly not generating its own gravitational pull.
No.
But, I mean, along those lines, could it be something that it creates a void that swallows light, you know?
Good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, hence, you know, if you do, like you're saying, with light pollution at cemeteries, is that what, you know, do they actually absorbing the light and using that as some kind of energy source, you know, to manifest?
That's a valid point. I like that. That's interesting.
Are they transferring that light to another dimension if they're two-dimensional? Or if they're from
If
another
they
dimension?
are coming from it, they could be too. That's what I mean. They could, what we see
is it a funnel tube
to
another
like
dimension?
Saying, but we're seeing them like that. They're seeing us like that. If that's the case, I mean, it would basically. But they only see them in certain periods. They're probably seeing you and think, "Oh shit, crap, what's that?"
Yeah.
That's why they're ducking back in that doorway. So you know what I mean, it's like I said before. It's like, say that if there's any multidimensional things happening, like I said, Brad here now is doing the radio show, but Brad in another dimension will be doing something else. Or Brad in another dimension will be selling himself down at the wall in Sydney as a rent boy, and all this other stuff. Not that I'll ever do that again because last time
it hurt last time.
No,
I still can't walk properly.
Was it worth the $20?
I still
Wasn't
can't
asked
believe
for
no
change.
one. I still can't believe no one offered to pick me up. I mean, come on, look what they get. They get the full package with the Brad. Sorry.
You were wearing that hat, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I love
That's
my
probably
hat.
why.
Yeah, I love my hat.
Couldn't break the fiver.
No.
Oh yeah, couldn't break a fiver. A 350. All right, we're going to go on to the next question now, which comes from Kels, our good friend Kels, and she writes, just an add-on to Craig's question: could paranormal phenomena be in general, audio, visual, physical, etc., be due to dead people, but people living in alternative reality and particularly crossing over into ours? So, what do you reckon, guys?
Can you repeat the question again?
The question was, did you forget the question already?
No, I just wasn't listening to you.
Oh,
I
good.
drifted off to something more interesting.
He was still thinking about you as a rent boy.
Oh, I got $3.50.
$3.50. You want $3 change? don't expect a happy ending out of that one, mate.
Yeah, no.
Add on to Craig's question was, could paranormal phenomena in general, audio, visual, physical, etc., be due not to the dead people but to living people in an alternative reality, and particularly crossing into ours? That's what we talked about just before. I mean, this is very
This is
good.
a two-dimensional world.
Yeah, this is a dimensional, cross-dimensional thing happening, like trans-dimensional, whatever you want to call it, where someone will come from our side over to their side, or their side coming over our side. A lot of this is where it gets a bit confusing, because I do know in a few cases where someone's done an investigation, right, and they've got a great EVP, but it's more like, is that person also doing an EVP and they hear you asking the same questions?
Questions.
There could be someone from the future asking us in the past, or we're from the past going in the future. This is time is time. Time is not certain. It's full of wibbly wobbly bits, as I put it quite nicely. I'll read that email from Pete in a minute, what she wrote. But it's that whole thing. You know, is it cross dimensional? Do we have that capacity to understand?
I don't think we do.
No, not at this stage.
No.
I'd even my best mate on the planet, Mr. Hawkins. You know, because
Stephen.
See, I'll do this. I just pumped my chest with doing the finger thing, like he's my homie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought he did.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, he might find it a bit hard. Funny that. But yeah, there's a cross dimensional. Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's something that I'd love to hear the naked zombie listeners have to say about that one.
Yep.
Send them through. Send through your answer about cross dimensional beings.
We can't do all the work.
No, we can't. We don't know squat.
No.
Just recalling a story I read years and years ago about a woman who'd gone to visit. She, obviously a big Civil War history buff, and had gone to visit, sort of like a sort of, I don't know, like a recreation-y kind of town in Gettysburg, and had been in like a little house / museum having a putter around, and there was a door at the back of the room, and she went, opened the door and stepped out, and literally stepped straight into the middle of the Battle of Gettysburg.
I've heard stories.
Wow.
Sort of went, oh shit, and jumped backwards through the door and pulled the door shut. But when she reopened the door again, there was nothing there. But that makes you sort of wonder. It's not so much time travel, but somehow something between this world and and another reality of the world
up.
Another time, something glitched.
Yeah.
Which and she was literally standing on the on the portal or on the threshold where sort
I
of
wonder
back
what they
inside
saw.
the door.
I mean, if they've
That's the question. Imagine if you were a Civil War soldier fighting,
and the Sheila steps out
and
in a
then
bathrobe and some rollers in her hair.
all of a sudden,
Whoopee.
So I mean, that's what I mean.
So it's as much as it gave her a shock to step into that, if it was another time or another reality, you imagine it would have flipped them out as well.
There's been lots of reported cases where people, they've even found, this is how weird it is, they've even found watches in stone. You know what I mean, like actual timepiece, like a watch from say the 1800s or 1900s in a stone they dug up. That'd been the stones like thousands of years old. Was that person travel back in time, and did they? We're getting time travel here now.
Does that get back to what I said in 41A?
Yeah.
About dreaming and people contacting you through dreams, and I'm not saying that she was dreaming, but maybe she sat down in a chair and had a quick 40 winks and dreamt that she stepped through that door.
Could have done.
The people from Gettysburg were contacting her, saying, come and look at this, if you're interested in it, come and look at this, and this is what it was really like. And then she stepped back through the door and woke up. I mean, I don't know. Is that a dreaming type situation, that when a dream is so real that it is someone trying to contact you and warn you of something or show you something? Or
that could be put down to deja vu and all the rest of it. You feel like you've done something before. I mean, dreams, I think, is for another show, but I'd like to get an expert in and talk to him about dreams and stuff like that, because I think that's fascinating, because quite often, we've all gone to sleep and we've been dreaming, but we don't realise we're dreaming, and it's been so friggin' real. We go, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
you wake up and start thinking, hang on.
I
was there a couple of minutes ago. What's going on here?
And the concept that I think a dream on average, I think it's only about 7 minutes long. Yet in a dream, it feels like you've been going for hours and hours. But literally, it's it's only a couple of minutes.
That's when you hit that REM sleep state where your eyeballs go.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll just get off that subject quickly. I just got to read out this quick email from Pete Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Pete
Great
Banks,
name. Great name.
Pete, she's lovely. She heard the show, episode 40, with the special, the naked weirdness dedicated to the wonderful people of Ghost of Oz, the Paranormal Guide, API, Australian Paranormal Phenomena Society, who did a wonderful job getting on a tour. Look, I had a fantastic time in Sydney. We covered that in the last show, and they're awesome. Don't forget, yay. But she wrote about episode 40. That was brilliant and absolutely hilarious at the same time. Brad, you really are living up to your name. You sounded like a zombie because I was just shattered. I got back off a plane and I'm doing the radio show. I shall share until people are sick of seeing me share it. Wonderful to meet you. Had a great time hanging out with you in your wibbly wobbly bits.
I had my ribbly rubbly bits.
I thought episode 40 was one of our worst shows.
You think every show's terrible? I agree. But yeah, no, this thing is the wibbly wobbly bits.
Wibbly wobbly bits.
Yeah, because I was there there's footage out me doing stuff I don't really want to discuss right now in this public forum of the radio show. But yeah, so thank you, Pete Bakes, for
sending that. We've got to find those wibbly wobbly bits in that video. It's got to be found.
No, that's never
got to be found.
That's never
will see the light of day.
Yes,
eventually.
That will never ever be.
I'm sure we can get in touch with the Ghosts of Oz people and the goo people, and I'm sure they'll quite happily.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll. Well, just quickly.
Next promo video.
Just before we get to the next question, also don't forget, folks out there, please show your support to the Ghosts of Oz, the Paranormal Guide, and also to Don Mears, Spirit Level. He has a fantastic event coming up regarding live streaming on Ustream TV regarding to the, what's that house?
Monte Cristo.
Monte Cristo. I should have known that. Hey?
Most haunted house in Australia, isn't it?
It's
supposed to be?
It's reputedly the most haunted house in Australia. Have you got the dates there for that, mate, on your thing?
That was
I didn't realise your net was back
7th
up.
of October.
Yeah, net's back up. Can you go and check on that? Oh, so I'll do it here now, actually.
Is it 7th?
Hey?
7th of October?
It is the Sunday, the 7th of October, 8 p.m, Monte Cristo, the Spirit Level. You can go to www.ustream.tv/channel/the-spirit-level-live. That was Don Mears, and you got Whisper, Sinistrate, and Validate will be part of that live event. They've got 3 teams going in to investigate the Monte Cristo, and it's all going to be streamed live as a show. So you must check that out because Don is brilliant. He's like me.
He's Don. He's good.
He's good. Don is good. He's awesome. So he's coming up with this wonderful idea, and I think it's fantastic. Speaking to him out in Sydney, I think it's a real winner. So you can check that out if you go to that date, and go and please hit the like button to the Spirit Level. And also don't forget to check out what Whisper in association with Attila are doing when it comes to When Darkness Falls in India regarding their documentary. Please go across, show your support to them, and pledge them some money because what they're doing is absolutely fantastic, and it's well worth it.
People need to understand, for as little as $25 as well. To try and help these guys along to get that produced, be a part of it, and I think for the $25 you even get your name and special thanks in the credits when it's done. So
I mean that's the thing. What they're doing is absolutely brilliant. And big thank you again to everyone out there who has contributed. But let's show a bit of love and let's get these guys over to India and to produce something absolutely amazing.
Yep.
And don't forget, Don Mears' project and everything. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up in the paranormal here in Australia.
There is.
Awesome stuff. And don't forget HorrorCon too, that's coming up in October, and another HorrorCon coming in January. We'll be going to.
Naked Zombie Brisbane Walk.
The Brisbane Walk, Naked Zombie, not Naked Zombie Brisbane, it's the Brisbane Zombie Walk, but Naked Zombie will be there.
I'm sure we can change it. They'll change it for us, won't they?
Yeah, right. Yeah, good wishing on that one, Sunshine.
They'll change it for us.
They'll do it for us. Anyway, so there we go. So that is very, very awesome. Also, now we better go on to these next questions because we have got about half an hour left of our part B of this recording, so these boys can go home and actually have a life. Craig wrote in. I've already done Craig. Sorry, Craig. Okay, here's a question from Kels. We're getting Kels. Yeah, she sends some wonderful stuff in all the time, and we love it. Why do you think some investigators experience paranormal activity themselves in the lead up to some cases? Have you heard of many reports of this type of thing? This was interesting because we got right into this, and I'm sorry we lost it all. I personally don't. This is where I'm going to go. I'm going down the same track as I did before, and I'm going to explain this why. I don't get excited before I do an investigation because I'm focused on the job at hand. Right, I'm excited, but I'm not sort of thinking about it. I'm just preparing for myself to go and do the investigation, but I have not had any paranormal experiences beforehand. Afterwards, occasionally, maybe, because my mindset is still on the investigation, so I'm more open to what's around me and stuff like that, and I'm taking those more. I'll also, just an add-on to that again, is this white light and how people affects different people when it comes to doing investigations. Now, people are going to cringe in horror when they find out that I do not do the white light, and there's a very good reason for this. It's like moth to a flame, in my eyes.
Yep.
If you surround yourself, this is my viewpoint, if I surround myself with white light, I think, hey, I'm weak, I'm a target, look at me, come and get me, because it's bright.
White light.
Yeah, carrying a white light is like, I may have carry a torch, you're going to get bugs attached to it because it's bright.
Yep.
I'm not saying spirits are bugs, but it's saying it's a beacon in my viewpoint, and that's how it works. I don't know where the white light came from, really, because... yeah, okay, great. You imagine you're surrounded with white lights, it's safe and secure. I don't think that works, personally. I think you're better off using your own personality and judgment and your own sort of... people can do what they want. They can say the St. Michael's Prayer, they can surround themselves with white light. Whatever works for you is your personality way of standard. With me, why the hell would you want to follow me home anyway? I'm just a bastard. Seriously, at the end of the day, I will make your life miserable if you try. You brought up a good point before, Liam, regarding your technique. Now, you said when you went to investigation, your idea was to wind your windows in your car and say, rack
just
off.
be firm, and before you leave a site, you wind all the windows in the car down and say, okay, that's it, everybody out. You've got from here until the front gate, and you won't be in my car by the time I drive through that gate. And that used to work as far as I was concerned. Nothing ever came home. So
have you felt things in the car before you said that?
At times, you just
you got a gut feeling.
Heavy, you sort of get that heavy, ominous, feeling like you're not the only one that's hopped in the car.
There's someone over your shoulder
else there as well. But
wants to give you man cuddles.
Man cuddles I can handle. It's the screaming I can't handle. The rattling of the chains.
Well, that's.
Oh, sorry, it's me that's screaming.
Yeah,
the rattling of the chains.
But that's the thing. That's the point. With me, it's very much like I tell them to rack off. I'm not interested. You
Ignore me, you and your mates.
Yeah, go and bugger off, sunshine. That's my viewpoint. Is that I'm not worried about looking. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been investigating for a long time. I haven't had the problem because I'm very stern and stubborn about things. My viewpoint is, why the hell would you follow me home for starters? Because I'll just make your life miserable.
That could be fun, though.
No, not necessarily, because usually with people they follow home, there's usually the easy targets. Yeah. But there's a reason they follow them home. It's because they're either letting the guard down or they're not in a fit state to do it or whatever. But I'm sure I'll upset more people when I say I don't think the white light is my way of doing it. I think it's me personally. What suits me is that. But look, it all comes down to your faith. If you believe that will work for you, who am I to say otherwise?
Exactly.
But for me, it doesn't. It won't work, because if I surround myself with white light, I'm literally letting my guard down and said I need protection.
Yeah.
I can look after myself.
I mean, not that attachments happen often. But even then, I think that the vast bulk of them, I mean, you imagine if you're a ghost and you're a bit confused and, you're looking for somebody to reach out to. And I think that's, like just being firm and saying, look, it's not time for you to come with me, because I think, and similarly along the lines of doing sort of a white light exercise as well, is that, ghosts, they know who knows. Yeah. And they will go straight to that person too, because they know that, that you know and that you're likely, to be able to, communicate with them, or they can do something that's, it's going to, sort of get you to notice. Yeah. But I think, for that small number of attachments that are bad, I think by doing a white light exercise, it's actually quite dangerous, because you are saying, look, here I am, standing in the middle of a haunted place. Yeah. Literally waving a big sign saying,
you got a neon sign on your forehead saying, target.
And a lot of malicious things will go straight for that, because they're like, well, cop a squiz at this.
This is what people don't really think about, because they see the TV shows and they see the things and they say, oh, no, I surround myself. And they go on these tours and they'll surround you with white light and protection. That's fine if you're wired that way. But for someone like myself who's not wired that way, I just don't buy into it, because it won't work for me. It won't, because I won't believe it. I believe my own personality and say, oh, I'm a prick. At times, they wouldn't want to come home with me anyway, because they won't have any fun. You know what I mean? Because basically, if anything did try to follow me home, they're going to, all right, you're mine.
Yeah.
It's not the opposite way around.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to have fun with you, Sunshine, because you try it on me, I'm going to bite back.
Yeah.
You know? And I've been around for long enough to know how to do that. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not a newbie at this, so I've learnt through different ways of doing things what works for me, and that's one of them is just being upfront and straight to the point and say, don't even think about it, Sunshine.
You're driving alone. It'd scare them on the way trip. On the trip
Hell
home.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
seen you drive.
I know, we used to have races.
Company
Anyway,
cars are wonderful things.
yeah, company cars are great. Every speed bump is a launching pad. But that's what it comes down to, and that's my viewpoint on that whole scenario of the, on that particular topic. I personally don't get excited before I go in because I'm more focused on make sure that I'm organised. I guess organisation is key in my body. I don't run around the house.
The individual as well, that if they're thinking about the investigation as opposed to thinking about getting organised for the investigation like you, they're going to be more receptive.
Yeah, because I think, what am I going to experience? What am I going to deal with?
And
what I'm going to
probably start making things up in their own mind.
Yeah. I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even experienced investigators will do that. That's fine. I mean, people can get excited about or keyed up, pump themselves up to do it, and you are going to be more open to it. I'm analytically in a lot of ways where I do things because I'm more focused on the whole, well, am I going to make sure this is ready?
Technical side of it.
Yeah, well, the technical side of things,
Yeah.
make everything's ready to go, and I'm organised and the team's fighting to go like we do the show. I'm organised to do the show, except when I lose the first lot and don't do what I'm meant to do.
41A.
41A will never live down, and we're doing 41B now. Just say, listen, we could not do a show to give to Thursday night, could we not, guys? We could have just walked away and gone, no, stuff this, I don't want to do this again. But no, we decided for the zombie listeners, that's dedication.
Yeah, that's
dedication to our fans out there, and we love you all.
All 5,882 of them.
Oh, 5,882, we're going up in the world. Yeah. No,
We'll be as popular as, I don't know.
A popular thing that is popular.
Yeah. The most
with Wibbly Wobbly Bits.
popular person, Wobbly Bits, has got 4,883 people that like them.
Oh, there you go. So I think, I was curious. I must look at there's anything Facebook pages with Wibbly Wobbly Bits. And I'd just like to mention also that Hobo Bill will be announcing the winner of the catchphrase very soon.
Yes.
So if you listen to the show, we got...
Even though we've stolen every cardboard box he's tried to live in, he's still hanging around.
He's still... Hobo Bill is actually now curled up underneath the desk, sleeping.
Yeah, because the only cardboard box we haven't stolen yet.
Because I thought I'd bring him in because, look, he's purring now. Listen, just pat his matted hair. Look how lovely it is.
No, it's terrible. It's yucky.
No,
It's got things living in it.
Yeah, well, that's the lice. That's all right. They need a home too. But yeah, Hobo Bill, he gives the zombie the big
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, yeah.
Yep.
So he's happy he's living under the desk. But yeah, so Hobo Bill will announce the winner very shortly. Look, so guys, just to let you know that because literally we got swamped. We got a few on the Facebook page, but 99% of them come through on email. Yeah, because they didn't want anyone else to see their ideas. Yeah, I mean that's how it works. So
This is for the
new catchphrase. Get out of Best Australian Paranormal Operator, because I said I was losing that because I think, I don't believe that's right now. I reckon we are very good at what we do, but I reckon there's other groups and radio shows out there who's just as awesome. I'm not saying they're awesome, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting to. So that will be announced the next day or so because there is so much that Hobo Bill's got to go through to find which is the best catchphrase, and we will announce the winner very, very shortly. So it'll be after this show sometime, probably tomorrow.
Awesome. Any time.
Could be any time.
As long as it's after this show, it could be any time.
Yeah, we'll be after the show any time.
Yeah.
Also, okay, now I think we've just about covered all the questions in abbreviated form tonight.
Very abbreviated compared to last time.
Last time we're done. Also, guys, so anything else you want to bring up on tonight's show? We've got about 25 minutes.
Our investigation, do you want to say anything about that?
Yes, investigation coming up. We have an investigation coming up we're doing for the radio show.
Yes.
Won't
be live, though.
No, it won't be live. It'll be pre-recorded.
We'll be live, hopefully.
We'll be live, yes, and we are using Wadsy for Paranormal Bait. I'll just do a quick voiceover thing for Wadsy now.
Hand up to the ear.
Hand up to the ear. Like
Golden microphone.
Golden microphone. Okay. Coming up on The Naked Zombie, Peter Wadsworth is the Paranormal Bait.
Dun, 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 dun.
We just wrecked it. We just threw it. I was going to put music in
Yeah, but
there.
it wasn't very good. Start again.
Okay. Tonight on Naked Zombie.
No, you sound like a tool.
Oh, God. You don't want to do your plug-in for your...
Yeah, I want a decent one, though.
Oh, God. In a world
one man, one tool will experience the paranormal for the first time. His name is Peter Wadsworth. He will be partaking in an investigation that will bring him to the edge of his mentality. He will be the Paranormal Bait.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
That's good. You're happy with that?
I'm
now?
happy with that one, yeah.
Good. That's all you're getting now, you prick.
Well, it was much better than the other two. That's why I stopped
give
you.
us a go. It's not. I'm doing the stuff off the cuff, man. It's not like I've got anything written down if I just move these notes.
We all
I've
do things
got
off the
nothing.
cuff, mate.
Everything. And people.
We did the whole show off the cuff.
That's the thing. People don't realise. I've had a few emails from people saying, "Hey, because it's a bit of humour involved in this," and they reckon, "Are you guys scripted or something?" It's like, no, seriously. Everything we do on the zombie is not being...
There's nothing in front of us. No blank, no butcher's paper, nothing.
No notes, nothing. We just fly off the wall, off the cuff.
That's why it's so bad.
That's why at times it sounds like it's being read by a 4-year-old with a speech impediment. That's
Yep, and most of the time Liam just looks at us shaking his head going, no, why am I here? Why am I here?
Yeah, I did that Wadsy when he reads out the news. He goes, and this one time at band camp.
You're the one that went to band camp.
Yes, I did go to band camp. So, guys, that's great. Well, we're just about going to wrap up the show tonight because you two look absolutely stuffed. And technically, we're not zombie fans out there. We've actually done 3 hours. But we're recapping on a couple of events. So, and anything else you want to add to tonight's show before we say we've had enough?
We've had enough.
Actually, just quickly, we are, of course, everyone knows we're going to do more shows, and we want to hear what you guys have to say. Monday nights, as you know, will be interviews coming up. Tuesday nights will be the Naked Weirdness. Thursday nights is called the Naked Debate. We will be doing another 2-hour show, guys. Don't panic. I know you get upset when there's no 2-hour show, but we've still got Thursday.
That's the debate.
Hey?
Wednesday.
We need something for Wednesday night to entertain you all with antics and mayhem.
Because have no life.
Because we have no life. So I'm looking at doing something, but I want to hear what you guys want to hear on a Wednesday night from the zombie. I have the free time now.
You have the free time.
I have the free time now. Not that I'm unemployed, but I have the free time. So we want to
organise your life to have freedom.
We would like to give you 4 nights a week of the zombie.
That's a big call.
That's a big call. We do 3 nights now, so we want to give you 4 nights.
4 nights? I can't even listen to the 2 nights I do.
Yeah, I know you're here twice a week, which is awesome, and I love you for it. And that's why he is going to become Paranormal Bait. Yes, so what is our Paranormal Bait for? We've got a special investigation coming up. It has never been done before. Never. It has never been investigated. Has it, Liam?
No, it's a fantastic site too, so...
It is.
Plenty of history, number
historic
of deaths.
like you wouldn't believe. Now, on Saturday, young Liam, and hopefully Andrew, if you're listening to this, because he couldn't make it in tonight because he is stuck at work, that someone will go with you on Saturday. I can't make it, unfortunately, because I have prior commitments Saturday. Yes, you got any plans Saturday?
I've got prior commitments. I can't make it Saturday.
Mate, standing outside of shopping centres with a paper bag over your head and a trench coat is not prior commitments.
Yes, but at least I'll get $450 as opposed to your $350.
Yes, I suppose. You are worth more.
Yeah. Thank you.
Rent boy versus flasher.
Better entertainment with me.
Yeah, it's definitely something there with entertainment value. So hopefully, Andrew, if you listen to this, please give Liam a call and let him know that you'll be able to go on Saturday if you can. Otherwise, you'll be going on your own, big boy. I'm so sorry. No, it's not awesome. I should be there with you. So we have this fantastic event coming up, which we're going to be organised very soon. We're going to record it and we're going to put it on the show for an actual investigation as it happens via the radio.
Very good. Sounds good. I'm excited.
I am excited because we get to strip you down and do horrible things. Warm me up and do horrible things to you in dark places. So I think it's a bonus on both hands. You got the chance.
Sounds like a night at the footy club.
Yay. And also, don't forget, if you guys want to have the zombie, if you want to have the zombie come out to your next event, please let us know. We're always open to come out and meet new people. And we'll also be happy to give talks on the paranormal as well. Whether it be myself, Liam, or Wadsy, or Aaron, Andrew.
I know squat.
Hey?
I said, not me, I know squat.
Yeah, well, good one. But if anyone wants to come out to speak at your next do or something like that, if you want a bit of light entertainment, I guess you can call it. Because, for some strange reason, we're more than happy to come out and do that for you as well. If it's far away, you're paying.
Exactly. With food.
With food and accommodation.
Brad needs food.
But yeah, so yeah, we would love to come out and meet everyone around Australia too. So what you're going to plan to do. And we're about done tonight, guys. I know it's not as long as I want it to be, but yeah.
We're dying.
We're dying. We're dying literally tonight, guys. I'm still not over my trip to Sydney. I haven't had much sleep and I've been working flat stick. So yeah, it's good. So Wadsy, in closing tonight on the zombie, would you like to say anything?
If it's on the net, it must be true.
And the lovely and talented Liam.
Yeah, just share the love. Get out there and help everybody out and show the love between all the groups.
So I need an idea for a Wednesday night, folks, and Hobo Bill has a lot of those emails to go through because we got massive amount of emails from people regarding new catchphrase.
Can Hobo Bill read?
I'll translate it for him. I'll read it, and he can grunt it which one he wants.
All right.
And we'll get a photo of Hobo Bill up there holding the winner's name or something. We'll work something out with him.
Bit hard to.
I might have to pay
keyboard with the crusty fingers.
I might have to pay him with Cheetos. So, but anyway, thank you everyone for taking the time to tune into the Zombie Night. And I'm sorry it's not the full 2 hours like we were going for 3. And please let us know. Get on the fan side. Like the hit button. Support your fellow groups out there.
Don't you mean hit the like button?
Hit the like button. That too. Hit the like button. Naked Zombie Radio. Head butted. I don't care. But listen, guys. Have a good night. Have a safe night. And if you're out and get, oh God, I'm shattered.
You are. Start again.
Have a good night. Have a safe night. If you're out investigating, please look after each other. I'm Brad Scott, and you have been listening to the Naked Zombie. Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.